another day is here. Wake up, Billies, we gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Billies, everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Billies, voice our opinion and place your calling. Get up, make every day count. Don't waste it, people. Do your part, play around, get where you need to. You can tune in for work or in your vehicle. If you got a problem, pick up the phone. Why wait till the time calling is the show? It no matter even if you're at home. Just call in. Wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling. Be yourself, this is the show, my people. Billies our hope, so to needless reason. Nobody feel left out, it's the vibe we're dealing. Let's find a solution. Yeah. Love, respect, selfishness and cooperation. That's how we need to build a strong nation. We are the people to make the changes. We are the changes, WB. And all the things that will be happen under God blue skies. I love it that people get victimized. Let's work together for better, we got to unite. Wake up, Billies. Another day is here. Wake up, Billies. We gotta keep moving, na 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 na. Wake up, Billies. Everybody gotta put the time in. Wake up, Billies. Voice our opinion and place your calling.
Good morning, Billies, and welcome to the WUB Wake Up Billies Morning Vibes for one of the most famous days of the year. It's the 24th of December, 2024, and wherever you are, we hope that your morning is beautiful as you get up to your new day. As always, we give thanks, have gratitude for that which enables you to have this consciousness right now. We are glad that you have chosen to share this moment with us, linking up with us, whether it's by radio or television or via our apps, social media streams, simulcast coverage. It's great having you on board. We hope your health is excellent, your energy is through the roof, your vibration is positive, and that you've got space and flexibility to spend quality time with you this morning. All right? That's the whole thing. I'm Mose, I'm hosting today, and as always, a warm welcome to everybody. Right now, you know, we don't jump right into the big things. We don't jump into the main event. We don't just jump into the deep end of the pool. We gotta just give you a good prep, and so for that, we've got your early morning news. But before we do that, we have to serve up your weather forecast, so you know what kind of weather you can expect. It's, you know, December weather right now, and you know, people, you know, they love it. They know they do. It's just find out more about the weather. We've got forecaster Tariq Matthews from the National Meteorological Service to serve that up on this Tuesday morning. Let's take a listen.
Good morning, Billies. Weather will prevail today, then an increase in shower activity is expected tonight. The 24-hour forecast: sunny skies with cloudy spells today and cloudy at times tonight. Showers or light rain will be isolated. Then an increase in shower activity is expected tonight, especially along the coast. The maximum temperatures for today will reach 81 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 83 inland, and 66 up in the hills. The low temperatures for tonight will be around 70 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 66 inland, and 59 up in the hills. The winds will be from the northeast at 5 to 10 knots. And the sea conditions will be like chop. A low tide will occur this morning at 8 past 11, a high tide this evening at 4 past 5, another low tide just after midnight at 12:35, and another high tide early tomorrow morning at 6:27. The sun will rise this morning at 6:20 and will set this evening at 5:25. The moon will set this afternoon at 12:47 and will rise early tomorrow morning at 1:40. The outlook for Wednesday and Wednesday night: skies will be mostly cloudy. A few showers and isolated thunderstorms will affect mainly the coast at first, then will gradually spread to most areas by afternoon. Shower activity will decrease late Wednesday night. For more details on our forecast, please visit our website at nms.gov.bz. With that, we end this morning's forecast from the Belize National Met Service.
The first in Belize since 1989, Creme FM presents the news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports. And now, the news.
A man from Hattieville, identified as 37-year-old Anthony Lewis, was killed on Sunday at a residence on G Street in Kawazal Town. Authorities have since detained 3 people, including a woman, in connection with his death. Police say Lewis did not have any lawful authority to be at the house and was acting aggressively when he showed up there. In 2023, Lewis had been charged with carnal knowledge in relation to the 15-year-old daughter of one of the persons at the house. He was out on bail. Reports are that Lewis was found with his feet bound and hands tied behind his back. He had been severely beaten and had several cuts and stab wounds to the body. ACP Gilberto Romero said the file will be forwarded to the DPP.
Okay, on Sunday, the 22nd day of December 2024, police responded to a disturbance at G Street in Corazalton. Upon their arrival, they found the lifeless body of a male person identified as Anthony Lewis with injuries to the head. Investigation revealed that Lewis came to that house and he had a dispute with the family members there. There was a struggle which led to injuries being caused upon him. This matter is being investigated and the file will be sent to the DPP for directives.
So as of now, it's just a death investigation?
It is. Anthony Lewis had no lawful authority to be at that house. He was there and confronted the members there, and so the injuries were caused to him. Though he came to the house, so they defended themselves, and this is what happened.
Was he acting aggressive?
Yes, he was acting and attacked the family members at the house.
On Monday, Deputy Director General of the Belize Tax Service, Vilma Boster, addressed the concern of retail grocery stores who were charging GST on cases of products, citing that it was wholesale. She noted that some stores also double as wholesales. She did say, though, that such businesses could differentiate from their customers who usually buy wholesale, and therefore it would have still been fine to discount the GST from up to 2 cases of goods bought by other consumers.
What happens is that you have retail stores that operate as wholesale stores as well. And so they were of the view that if you came in to buy a case of Pampers or a sack of dog chow, that is considered wholesale. So we had to explain that they know who their customers are. They would know who operate a business as opposed to a final consumer. So they can sell 1 to 2 cases to final consumers so that the consumers benefit from the exemption, because people definitely, you and me, would be buying in cases so that we can stock up. So that was what we had to put out there to some of the business places.
In the case of an individual who bought first 2 and then 3 cases of hot dog sausages for a children's Christmas party, Boster says the business should have been told the purpose. According to Boster, the second GST-free weekend was smoother than the first, and they had less matters being reported. She noted that they have identified several businesses they now intend to audit. The tax service will provide a post-mortem to the relevant government officials. Police are investigating a report of a suspected drug plane landing in the south on Sunday morning. They conducted an operation after receiving reports of a low-flying aircraft in the area of Dolores Toledo. 3 miles from the village, they discovered the charred remains of an aircraft. At the site, they found the fuel canisters and lights. ACP Gilberto Romero said no cargo was found and no one has been detained.
Okay, on Sunday, the 22nd day of December 2024, police and BDF personnel conducted an operation in the Toledo district after a report was received of a low-flying aircraft. They made checks in the area of Dolores Village, where 3 miles from the village, they discovered a burnt aircraft, a jet. It was completely burnt. No cargo was found. Searches were conducted in the area, whereas fuel was found along with some lights. An investigation is being carried out. Investigation continues. Searches continue. And so far, no one has been found or no type of cargo has been found.
The commandant of the Belize Coast Guard, where Admiral Elton Bennett, pushed back on the idea that the security force needs reinforcement in the south after the incursion of a Guatemalan naval vessel in our waters.
Negative. Our forward operating base is well manned. They performed very well in that specific operation. I applaud them for being able to recognize that vessel from a distance and got out there and perform our national defense duties to get that vessel out of Belizean waters. So that was very well done. To ask if we will improve or increase operations would imply that we are not at the level of where we should be. And I can tell you that our continuous at-sea presence at that location and beyond, as far south as the Corona Reef, is the reason why we are so vigilant in identifying those threats that come across into our sea spaces. So we are performing well at Hunting Key and elsewhere as well.
The Minister of National Defense, Honorable Florence Marin Jr., was also asked to weigh in on the incursion.
Firstly, I think gunboat is an outdated term. Now that is something from World War II. So I don't know if the Guatemalans have a gunboat, no, but it wasn't a gunboat out there. It was a hydrography boat. And my thoughts on it, as I had mentioned in the speech, that our sailors, our seamen, whenever they see these threats and their incursions into our territorial waters, they go out and they meet it and they diffuse it. So those are my thoughts. And I promise you that as long as these, whenever these things would occur, our seamen and the Coast Guard will be there to defuse the situation anytime.
How skilled are they in de-escalating? Because we know if it escalates anymore and anybody gets jumpy and triggers start pull, it will look bad. It'll be bad for Belize.
I mean, I have all the faith in our seamen now. I mean, under the able leadership of Admiral Bennett, I mean, they're professionally trained, you know, so they don't go out there like in any necessarily aggressive manner. They go out there firm. They advise them professionally. You're in Belizean waters and kindly leave. And eventually the situation is resolved. If you know, it's up every time we've managed to resolve it.
High Court Justice Tawanda Honduras has advised Honorable Mose Barrow and Honorable Tracy Panton, the parties in the internal United Democratic Party dispute, to seek mediation. The judge cites two reasons: the peculiar nature of the dispute, but also because attorneys for the parties are unavailable for February and part of March. As such, Justice Honduras has set March 31 for a one-day trial. He has outlined all the dates by when the parties must make their submissions before then. It is rumored that Prime Minister John Bissennio intends to call early elections, and the most prominent date is sometime in March. Justice Honduras, in his order dated December 23, states that the matter could have likely been concluded earlier than the timeline set if the attorneys had been available. Justice Honduras informs the parties that if they prefer to seek mediation through a court-facilitated mediation program, they shall write the court by January 6, 2025. That ends our morning news. We take a break. When we come back, we lift up in conversation. We'll be right back.
The first private radio in Belize since 1989. The news. Informative, accurate, current information, local, regional, and international news, weather and sports.
All right, welcome back. This is WUB Wake Up Believes Morning Vibes on this Tuesday morning. And if you're just joining us, well, it's great having you on board. And let's do conversation. That's what we do on weekday mornings. And we invite you to join us. Our telephone number is 280-5848. That's the live line for you to be a part of the conversation. And we love when you do jump in, tell us what's going on. And I am Mose Hyde. I'm the host this morning, but I'm not a preacher, so I don't want to, or do I expect that I will be left here to just make this big 2-hour-long presentation. We need you to do your part. That's what a conversation is. It takes two, at least two. We can have multiple because we have some time on our hands, so please just jump in. On this Tuesday morning, famously known as Christmas Eve. And so we know that people are deep into their preparations because that's a tradition and a holiday that as a people we get very invested in. And so some maybe even take it, you know, up a couple notches when it comes to that. Others can still kind of just do the average thing. And of course, in the minority are those who not really got no time to bother with that. The majority are fully in Christmas thing, 100 and there with it, and we know what comes with that. And you know, right off the bat, we just have to, you know, just say to everybody we're involved, we know that the holidays are a time of merrymakingness, very festive, and that means that people will be eating up and drinking up, and with a double line under the drinking up, because that's a heavy feature of this time of the year. People want to knock glasses and knock bottles over the next 72 hours. A lot of that, in fact, is probably going on right now. Somebody probably watching the show and have something in their hand. You know, you never know. Some people like get going early. We know that. But we also know that accompanying all of this merrymaking, we've seen, unfortunately, as a result of all of this, some bad stuff happen. And so we just want to encourage you, like we hear the Department of Transport says it's going to be active, it's going to be on the outside, it's going to be out there on the highways trying to contain and control, as they should, as they have a job to do, as they need to do better. But I also believe in the power of you. I believe in the power of your choice. And even if people are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, we still have the power of choice. We still have the power of discretion. We have the power of wisdom. These are ours. And when collectively we act in that manner, where we make right choices, wise choices, and we lean on doing the better of the options, taking care of self, utilizing that power that we all have, that we have better outcomes. So we do have to say, listen, checkpoints aside and all of that, I don't really know, you know, they have a part to play. But the internal checkpoints are what really matter. That is the absolute power that we have. And individually, we have to decide whether or not being high and getting caught up in all of that is really worth risking your well-being and the well-being of others. I think that's a very easy question. Your well-being and the well-being of others comes ahead of that 1,000 out of 1,000 times. And so we have to we have to be like, you know, preachers some sort to say to you, listen, act with self-control, act with wisdom, make choices that reflect wisdom, make choices that reflect that you have control and you respect the power that you have and the power of your choice, and that you will, not only for you, because we don't want you to hurt yourself, but there's no possible way you can hurt yourself without hurting others. Because even if it is you do something to yourself and it doesn't involve anybody else, you will have people who are going to be impacted by that. And no matter, there are very few human beings on the face of the earth who don't have anybody that cares about their well-being, even if it's just one. And so we want to remind you about the power, the agency you have, and the importance of the choices you make, and to put that into one say and two say, it's just to say, listen, there's a way to have fun without causing havoc. And there's a way to enjoy yourself and have a good holidays. If you really deep into your Christmas and want to do it the full 100, there's a way to do it. There is a way for it. It's not rocket science. There's a way for you to get blasted and impact anybody at all. Right? That's what you want to do. To encourage or preach, get blasted. But if you are into extremes and you want to do it that way, there is a way for you to make sure that have negative consequences. And there are multiple ways you can have negative consequences, because we've been here long enough to know what reading the news after the Christmas holiday sounds like. Confrontation, conflict, accidents, fighting, stabbings, shootings. Listen, there are times when it's a mess to come here after the holidays and read the news. And when we say a mess, there's a lot of ugly, there's loss. In the extreme cases, things go really bad. So we want to remind you that the holidays, you can have a good time without having a dangerous time, and without hurting yourself and without hurting others. Just keep that in mind as you do what you do. All right? There are basic things, of course, that we can say to you, like if you're going to be knocking bottles and knocking glasses, like, figure out how you want to move from point A to point B. In fact, better you just stay to your yard, do your thing there, get your good feeling, right? No need for you to get behind a wheel. And again, for those who have to go into public places, for do all of this and interacting and get hype up, and that, listen, do respect the fact that drinking accelerates your whole energy. You get intense quicker, and you're ready for the things where you normally would not be getting involved in. So if you know that you, again, respect the space, respect the fact that you don't go out for have one good time so you could get in any confrontation and any kind of conflict and all of that. We have to say these things again because, and somehow preach here about it, because we are very familiar with how things unfold over these weekends. Over these, not weekends, it's not happening in a weekend, but it's like a weekend. We're going to have a couple of days now for sure. And we damn well know that on Friday there's not going to be a lot going on. Even though it's not officially a holiday, it's a holiday that's not officially a holiday. That's what's going to happen on Friday. Very few people are going to crank up back on Friday and get into regular gear just to go into a weekend. People in the tourism sector, they don't have a choice. People in the tourism right now, this is peak, so tomorrow is not a holiday, but the day after that is not a holiday. They got to grind and they got to make that paper. We know how that goes, but for the most people who are able to get away a bit, Friday ain't going to be about any kind of work. So it's just really true. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's just this one stretch. A lot of people are going to be active, and a lot of people are going to be deep into what they're into, and a part of it is to just, drink up, eat up, and do the most. We're going good time, blah, blah, blah. Then there's the other side of that, the ugly side, the unpleasant side, that then we're going to hear about on Monday morning. We don't want to hear about nobody getting hurt when we call on Monday morning. I don't interested in get hurt my damn self. So we just say, keep yourself under control and make the best possible choices every time. Respect yourself and respect the people who are depending on you being here and well and productive. All right? You never say eat up, drink up, and then hurt up. Right? So eat up, you drink up, you do your thing. And we also know that, unfortunately, that this is a time of the year where people are under immense pressure. People are under immense pressure because no matter how people say, well, you know, I don't get caught up, listen, you'll get caught up. People who have children are feeling the pressure of making them feel good. I mean, I don't like it, but it's what has been and what is, and I imagine what will be for a very long time. The pressure we put ourselves under to make this time special. So people do their best. They want their children to feel good. They want to treat them properly. They want them to have things. And that pressure is intense. And we know that in that there's a lot of, it's a very stressful time. Very stressful time. And so, stressful for the adults. And, you know, we've been there, we know that happens. And right now you might have parents out there listening, watching, who are struggling. We know people are struggling. And while you're struggling, it's difficult for you to, you know, you want, most people want to do their very best, especially for a child. Not make them feel left out. And unfortunately, the reality is that we know that you have a lot of people who try to share and give and help, but you will have children who are not going to have a good time over the next couple of days. They're not going to get the most. They're not going to feel all that they would want to feel. And so when we're going through this time, I think I'm not a Christmas person. It's not a thing that I get into. I respect people's feelings about it and respect that it's a tradition that people really get into here in Belize. I don't even want to be no full Grinch on the matter. I'm just saying that isn't my vibe. But still, we have this rhetoric that around this time we want to share. And I think that we do on among us sharing. And it's beautiful, like it's the way we should be. And I do believe that we as people share on the ground. Most people don't take a picture or put a post up when they share. A lot of people they help. I know that happens. And it happens more than you think it happens. We still have that sense. I'm not talking about a Christmas sense of sharing. I think throughout the year, you got people who, from their heart, help with a family member where maybe their parents to go through a struggle. It's still there. It's not maybe with abundance and it doesn't get the light, but it happens. And I'm sure over the next couple of days, you're going to have some sharing. And for me, that is the one thing that I truly enjoy. I truly enjoy that, even if I don't get caught up in all the let me not go there. Even if that's not my thing, I still could recognize that anything will motivate, or anytime there is people where they try to look out and best they can, I have to rate it and respect it. And so while we are focused on trying to make our own feel good and make sure that they don't feel left out, I just want to promote the fact, because I do know we do, and I do know that without me saying this, you have people who would have, like, just share a little bit, make sure that somebody will not have, get some, and feel all right. And there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that going on, and there are, functions that have been created just to say how we could help out. And it's a beautiful thing. Because unfortunately, this time of the year has a traumatizing impact, especially on children who are not born to nice and beautiful situations. It's a struggle, their parents are struggling, and it's a difficult time for them. And it's a time when they can really feel like question their self-worth, and it's traumatizing, and its impact lasts very long. And so we just want to reach out to make people understand it's not that important, but for those who can share and help out, do that. But I think it's important that where you have, you make sure your child know that this is a part of it, and know, watch what somebody else has. But it's difficult for a child. And so we have to make sure that where we can and where you're able to continue that part of the tradition, which I believe is the best part of the tradition really, is that we try to go outside of just looking out for self and our own, and we try to see how we can drop something to someone. It's cliche, I understand that, but you have to understand, 2024 is, it's the struggle is real, and we live in a society where people have it better than others, and we have to recognize our privilege, we have to recognize our fortune, and understand that at the end of the day, we're still connected. I might not know you, you might not know me, but we're connected. It's what community is, right? And so we have a tradition which is not intended to hurt, but unfortunately it's a time when people feel deeply hurt because of just, it is when not having becomes more difficult and more unpleasant than ever, because around you is when you can see everything that you are not able to have or enjoy or be a part of, and that is deep. And so it's not intended to be a time of sorrow, but for some, unfortunately, more than you know, this is a difficult and sad time right here. It's a difficult and sad time period around the planet, right? It's so many people, and it's like, you've got to reflect, especially if you have some ability to do things for yourself, for your family, and so on. Reflect on the fact that that is still a blessing, right? Because so many people, even here, right here in our community, in our towns, in our neighborhoods, in our villages, they know the win, they know the shine, they don't have the means right now, and then we know all around the planet, listen, 2024 is there's enough pain and sadness to go around this 100,000 times. A lot of rough stuff in this 2024. A lot of rough stuff for children. I don't get up a morning now, unfortunately, where we don't talk about it anymore. It's not a morning you get up and go and read the news and you don't find out that some child is being bombed. It's just not a child that I will ever know, and these are not people that I know and will ever know and probably never visit where they are at, but still it hits you. Still human beings going through very difficult times. We know right now people who have lost a family member in 2024. This is torture. And to those we share our strength, or we share our best wishes. We got to think about them and have them in heart, because it is unfortunately a time that intensifies that loss, magnifies it, that hole that has been left. And we know that 2024 we have lost, as usual, a great number of people as a result of violence. As usual, we have lost people as a result of accidents. We've lost countless productive young men, young women on motorbikes here in 2024. And those families, there's a hole there that will not be filled. It's a painful time. Just coming off this horrific accident just a couple weeks ago, in fact. And for those families, there's nothing merry here. There's nothing merry, and that's perfectly understandable. It's not a good time for them. And unfortunately, again, we might not have the pandemic, but we do still have a great number of health issues that are creating significant pain. And it's not something that is out there. We know that statistically, we know that people, so many families have been affected by cancer here in 2024, as that not just here in Belize but around the world. The numbers are really creeping up and the ages are getting younger. I'm not making this up. You can go and read that. That's just what's happening. Our medical professionals are ringing the bell, sort of, saying that these numbers are increasing significantly, and the ages of people who are suffering from these cancers are going down and down and down, and we're losing people. And we've, you don't know, 2024, we've lost people, and you didn't even know they were ill. We've lost them. We haven't even had the chance to say them. I know I had a brother that I spent when I was at Grace Primary School as a child. We were in the same class. Colin Gillett, I have not seen Colin for a while. It's a very mild-mannered brother. Most I would see Colin was when he would put something up on Facebook, and I wasn't even know that he had been hospitalized, didn't even know he passed till somebody pointed out to me, Colin has passed. Just like that. I was not even aware of, say, for example, Byron Samuels, who I knew from his time at BL, and then he became a basketballer, played with Kwong Stadium, a strong player, gifted, good guy, full of energy. Would often see Byron Orange Street when you're heading downtown. That's when I would say, didn't even know he was not well. And I can just sit here and tell you, I'm not about to just have a 2024 obituary list here, but it's just to say, in the mix of all of this, this is what we deal with, though. This is the thing we call life. The loss of it is a part of it, right? And want to reach out and send condolences to my brethren, Buddy Brown. Tried to call you yesterday, Buddy, if you're in tune. You lost a sister. So to the Brown family, I got to reach out and send condolences, absolutely. And I got to send condolences to the family of Roger Anthony. He's in the news because he's being remembered for his past. What I will not do is to get into that, but to say that's for the Creator to do the audit on his life and his heart. But I know Roger Anthony did one extremely brave thing. I feel it requires great courage to come publicly and speak about your life, and he did that on multiple occasions right here on the show. And he shared important personal realities, and there are others who have done similar, but his story is on the record, his trouble, and I think on multiple occasions Ms. Corey has referenced things that Roger has said here. It reminds me of a scene in a very popular movie in pop culture, Scarface. And I'm sure most people have seen that movie. If you have not, then sorry, that's on you, right? I know about to tell you about the movie, but there's a scene where this person who is involved in, come up, tug, and make himself wealthy through criminal activity and all of that. And he's in a big fancy restaurant amongst a lot of fancy people, and he gets high, and then there's an argument, and he's really high, and then he makes this speech. It's one of the most powerful part of that movie, when he looks around all the people, and he's high, and he's the main character. And he makes a speech where he says, yeah, I'm the bad guy. Paraphrasing here, and he says, I'm the bad guy, and you all need me. You all need to have somebody that you can say is the bad guy. But all of you here are involved in all what you're involved in. But you need to have me to not look at the fact that you here, you fancy people who they are, in a suit, they enjoy, we don't enjoy. Good thing you don't have me, so that you don't have to deal with for your own things that make one the bad guy. It's a very profound part of that movie. People, it's a part of the movie that is often quoted, really. And so very often we look and we said the only people who are ever at their passing, the reports of their passing is centered around them and what they have done negative and their bad actions. That's what they're known for. And so we kind of see them, they are the bad one, they are the bad persons, they're the ones, we are not them. But unfortunately, reality is not that. Reality is not always based on how you look or your reputation. People are able to project something that they are not. And we have bad people in all aspects of our society. That's just the way it is. And every now and then, that truth is revealed, and that facade is brought down, and you say, okay, whoa, I never know you do that. We see that happening in pop culture in the States, where huge superstars are being exposed for doing all manners of very foul things. Scott Williams says 2024 and 2025 is about the exposure of that. So we know the usual characters, the usual persons that are given the tag, the bad guy. But we don't know. So I have no judgment for anybody. I just want to pass my condolences to the brother. We have a call. Krem, good morning, WUB.
Hey, good morning, Mose.
Good morning, sir.
Season 3.
Greetings, brother.
I like what you talk about, Mose, but my call is basically about the chair. I want to commend the government for the chair that they are giving to our area representative. And I like what the area representative from Toledo was saying, that the chair is for everybody. Everybody in the constituency knows those are powerful words, extremely powerful words, because when I sit in Central Park and I listen to individuals that come from the West, they are saying that when they visit the area rep or the agent, they have been told that their name aren't on the list. Most the area don't sit up under that. So why now, when we visit, we name half the body. Most look at the result. Look at this something about, because when election comes, even if your name not on the list, there is a master list move, and they fight that to ensure that because you send you are supporting, your name is on the list. They fight your part, your name is on the list. So right now, our people going through these things, this is disappointing. You spoke about a lot of people who don't have it like that. cause stress, right, which ends up with other illness. Most. So I don't have to like someone say, tell the politicians, tell the people the truth, man. And Bob Marley said, tell the people the truth. Right now, let me know what happened, man. So most, I just want to make the authorities necessary. These individuals who are bragging and going around pontificating that we are giving out this and giving out that. Man, give it out impartially, give it out with some fairness. And I like what the European Studio said. Every dollar that is spent will be accounted for. But he never said what. Suppose if the politicians start telling the truth. Because, man, when I listen to unemployment has gone down, man, Toledo, I am not seeing that in Toledo, sister. And many people are struggling, especially our youth. Our youth come out of private school, not private school, university with degrees and still can't find a job. So, I just want, like what the man said, tell the politicians, but tell the people the truth.
All right, all right, brother. Give thanks. Yeah, man. Telephone number is 280-5848. Thank you for calling, because it really started to feel like a sermon, and that's of course not what I'm interested in. This is not a closed circuit process. This is not a pulpit. This is about reasoning and exchanging thoughts and views. That's why we have the line. So until we eliminate the line, you have your part to play, right? Do your thing and engage in the conversation. This is Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. Let me just take this call before we go to break. Krem, good morning.
Good morning, Mose. This is Chandra. Did I hear, I just put on the radio, Mr. Anthony has died?
Yeah, he passed yesterday. He passed in the
How
hospital.
old was he, Mose?
He was in his 40s. I'm not sure. He was in his 40s.
Pardon?
He was in his 40s. I can't, off the top of my head, say what his age was. So he was in his 40s, though.
Well, the morning when he visited Prem, I found him an impressive speaker and recognized immediately why he had achieved leadership in quotes the underworld, because he evidently had extremely high leadership qualities. And he gave us his story, and it's a story I have quoted ever since, because it confronts my position. He said that, if I recall rightly, he performed very well in primary school and got a scholarship, but it wasn't given to him. And he came to work in Belize City, and I think it was at Brody's he worked, and if I recall rightly, he was working for $160, but I may have that figure wrong. But the amount of money he was earning was not adequate for him to maintain him and to send back home to his family, wherever that family was. It was in rural Belize.
From Lemonade.
Like Lemonade.
Yeah.
And so, out of that need, he got engaged in the criminal world. And you see, this is exactly the point. If you have bright people, really bright people, and then they don't get the opportunity for formal development, they are going to get development anyway. And he is not the only one. We put so many in that graveyard, in our graveyard. Well, I don't know where they're buried in. Pardon?
No, I didn't say anything, Ms. Coy.
You know, I really feel sad about that. I feel very sad. But I didn't know, but how did he die? No?
I didn't even know he was not well. He had some undisclosed medical condition and was in the hospital. And
Oh.
yeah. But you know,
Oh my.
I guess thankfully we still have that story on our archives, and so I think that is still of great value. We still have that.
But when did the death occur?
Yesterday, from my understanding, that's what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very sad. Okay.
All right.
But I think was it Nuri did the interview with, or was it?
It was with Nuri. I did not have. I did not interview Roger on the air.
Yes, I recall when he did the interview because that would precipitate Terry's problem.
I think he did it
I
with.
remember right.
I think he did the interview. I think there was another. I think he did it along with Tom. I think Tom was here at least on one occasion.
But Tom also did an interview.
I think they were.
And what is his story? His name Kenneth.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenneth also did an interview. Both impressive young men. Unfortunate that we don't treasure our people's lives.
I just had a.
And then our own people don't treasure their own lives. What happened?
Yeah, I was just having a conversation over the weekend with my family that one of the things that hip hop culture has exposed showcases is just to show you how much we lose.
Exactly.
Because when a young man in urban America becomes a hip hop star, he emerges out of very, very dire circumstances, and to become that hip hop star, many of them have either dodged serious danger or have been injured and somehow miraculously did not die, or they have dodged prison. And then to become this star, they demonstrate this ability to tell stories verbal with words in sophisticated rhyme patterns, which demonstrates what they are blessed with. And
exactly so.
And I was mentioning, I could go out and listen to them, that they easily
You're
could.
mentioning what?
They easily could have been just another statistic. It's like just because a bullet might have, like for example, 50 Cent, who we know, many people know, he was shot 9 times before he was known. 50 Cent would emerge, become a star, and then move on to become this extremely powerful mogul, developing series for television, for movies, and 50 Cent is like when you hear people speak about him, and you have one of the persons who speaks about his mind is the person who wrote the book 48 Rules of Power. Forgot that person's name, and 50 Cent read that book when he was young, and then reached a point where he collaborated with the person who wrote that book to expand on what he wrote. That is, but if a bullet had gone, to the left by an inch, he would not even have been known. And so it's like whenever we hear people, dying, and you have a judgment, you think that person somehow, it never have any capacity, and so you think about it as just, oh well, that's just the way of life. You have to always know that you're losing your diamonds. When you're young, die young, and when you're throwing them away, you're throwing away your diamonds, you're burying your diamonds. That's what you're doing, because I think hip-hop is a platform that really shows that.
Yes, it does. It does. It's and what they don't learn is that a young man said to me once, but a mestizo, a migrant, he said, "Mr. I'm nobody." I said, "Wait a minute." People will say, and you hear the deep pain in their voices, and so I had to have a long chat with him and explain, "No, darling, how can you say you're nobody?" But we build a society where we keep some of the bright, because that child who said that to me, super bright, super intelligent. You see? And I was impressed with both Roger and Kenneth. Well, I've been impressed with Kenneth forever. Hope you're behaving yourself, Ken. Behave yourself, darling. Bye-bye.
All right. We go to a break, 2 cents calm. We will follow that up with a break, and then we come back to continue the conversation inside the WUB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes. Vibes. Right now, it's 10 minutes away from 8 o'clock. Couple of things just before I proceed, because I'm guilty of not lining you up. Today we go until 8:30. And then on Friday morning, we're not doing any WB, so WB doesn't return until Monday. All right, so there's no WB for sure tomorrow morning or Thursday, and for Friday, Brother Noah is not going to be coming in. There's not going to be a WB on Friday morning, but it returns on Monday. Today we go until 8:30. Our telephone numbers are 280-5848. That's the live line for you to be a part of. Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes on one of the most famous days on the calendar, December 24th, popularly known as Christmas Eve. And we've spent the morning just kind of in line with the season, just kind of doing the very preachy stuff, which is important to do at times, just to remind you that the priority should be your well-being. No season, no festive, no merrymaking, no eating and drinking more important than your well-being. And your well-being is not only your body, of course, it's your mind, your spirit, your mind. So don't stress over things where you can't control, and don't get so stressed out and burnt out and depressed and all of that based on what you are trying to do or how you want things to go. Sometimes you just there, and sometimes come out how you want to come out. Sometimes the way you want there. These are things of life. But the most important thing is that you have to be well within you, and we know that people want to do all kind of things. Want to eat, of course, I drink a lot. That can happen. I know for a fact that they happen. That's where you control yourself. And if that's the way you do, then you can't hold no wheel. You can't drive no vehicle. You can't ride no motorbike. You can't ride no bike. In fact, sometimes it's better you don't even walk. Right? Better you just stay right where they. If you intend to get blasted like that, if that's what you are into, yeah, I know they have to make them choices there for you, but just to make you understand that you have some responsibilities still. So don't overdo it and then get all reckless and lawless and do the most and create trouble and in some instances create pain. So we just want to double down on that and make sure that the take-home message where you have. It's not surprising nor shocking or anything of that nature, still unpleasant if you know that you have some people who are opportunistic, had some opportunistic merchants. Their names were not given based on the GST free weekend that was designed, in my view, one last minute, poorly discussed, poorly implemented process where naturally lead to different types of issues. Seems that the report says there were far less issues the second weekend. But unfortunately, both weekends featured some establishments who still were trying to figure out how they could do a thing. And the fact that those culprits not really get their name called is a disservice. But we have a call. Come, good morning, WB.
Yes,
Morning.
Well, I'm trying to call, but the last one before, just a reminder now that Chief Justice, so Deacon run the race, John run the race, Mike run the race, Michael Williams, a.k.a. Itcha, Orlando Castellanos, Ahmad Farid, we have the young man from Ladyville, and so many others, man. And this call is just basically to remind everybody that what really happened with the case two words get introduced now with a prosecution policy. They give me the explain it last week, and apparently the way how the case is being set, like they just pick up a man, when in fact we know a lot of the details there, you know, that very critically in this case. Why they get deal with like this, we don't know, but we want not only the police department, but the judiciary know that we're watching very carefully, and everybody hands where they get involved in seeking justice, or have to show their hand, how clean their hand clean. So this call are just it's tiring, bro, it's tiring, it's fatigue for make you see how they could just stretch out justice and use all kind of technicalities for free one man where we know, I mean, what happened to Michelle Brown? You know what disappointing about this whole thing about Mose is that in the midst of where they try to focus on get justice for the race scholars and so the police now like they never tell the other families there's nothing. You understand what happened to Michelle Brown's testimony, what happened to the strength and anything no one understood. So the appearance of we have that we have an innocent man locked up when in fact a lot of facts are behind him coming to where in there right now. So but just to really remind us everybody to be festive and so on, the guide and so on, but like other families and rest in peace like that. So a lot of people have started this holiday, you know, a lot of people feel no festivity, wow. You know, including the 10 people who died in the accidents and then it go on and on. One of the things I just want to say, one of the things I just want to know, we need to look at each other more frequently, brother to brother, and tell each other that we love each other and that kind of thing, sister to sister, brother to sister. You know, we need to spread more love in the country, like we share our path. Belize used to be known for one of the places with the most love. You understand? We love brother, we love sister, we love mommy, we love daddy, we love everybody, but we stray away from the path, and one of the things that we need to do to get closer to the Almighty. Make we stop being religious and make we be spiritual. End of that, brother. If you're not still over the holidays or so, have a safe and blessed one with you and your family and things, right? Bless all and his body to stay away.
Yeah, man. Bless to the West. Yeah, man.
Yes, brother.
Bless to the West. Give thanks. And just to kind of respond a little bit there, was that ultimately the accused got right for do everything in their power for winning case. And if they got enough resources, which apparently he does, afford one of the best attorneys in the country, then that's a good move on his part. And when you got one of the attorneys there, then you got somebody who want to give one 5-star effort, and it matters in a court case, right? There's no way you think happen, no way you could prove happen. And that is just the way the system's set. I think on the side of the people, the side where the people have the investment in the part one has to really and truly focus your energy and say how strong are they be, and where the level of resources and commitment and how we make sure that they perform optimally all the time. That we probably have to focus in on. Can't focus on what they happen on the next side, because that is the right of the defender, the defendant. That's the right of the defendant, and that's just how it goes. They want to try to do everything when they could do. They want to try sow doubt, and that's how it's done. That whether or not the people's team and the Office of Prosecution up to the challenge. That's the part where we have to focus on. So many away from 8 o'clock, we take a break and come back. All right, it's 12 minutes after 8 o'clock. This is WB Wake Up Belize Morning Vibes, a shortened edition of WB, as is the tradition that we do on Christmas Eve and also on usually the Holy Thursday, as they call it. We go until 8:30 this morning. On the Friday morning, there will be no WB here on Creme Radio and XTV, but we will be back on Monday morning. We, of course, welcome your participation in the show. Got to spend a little bit of time talking about what comes up on January 1st when we have the 34th Creme New Year's Day Cycle Classic. It's to be the 35th year, but the 34th edition, as we did have a year that we missed as a result of the COVID, no? So that's just the way the thing go. All right, we start off, as you know, in Corozal and work its way down to Belize City. We expect a very competitive race. We expect the full array of superstars. We know that we have our homegrown lions getting ready. This is for the male elite. It's not only the male elite, because we do have other parts of this race. It's not a one race thing. We have actually going to have 4, because the female riders are now split. You have the older female riders, then you have the junior female riders. So for the first time, that's going to be a component of the race. And then of course we have the junior males that will be riding. So it's 4 different races going to be coming down the Philip Golson Highway come January 1st. It begins at 9 in the morning, and it's all going to finish up on Central American Boulevard and Mahogany Street. All right, that's where it ends up. And we want you to come out, whether you're at Kozal, or Winjuak, or you come down to Kukutree, Kotav, Ladyville, Sand Hill, all the areas. They want to come out and check out the race. It's the way to begin 2025, right? With this huge event. We are proud to be organizers and sponsors of this event, and looking forward to a great ride, competitive ride, exciting race. And that's of course coming up January 1st, 2025. That's it. We want to come and represent and do the thing to the fullest. Again, we're kind of operating with shortened time this morning, so we're going to go to a break here and come back. right, we run out of time here on this Tuesday morning, but not, of course, a regular Tuesday morning. We know how you go. Nothing regular about today. Everybody on anything and ready for just, do the fullness of their holidays, and it begins now. And just, people ready move through the traffic. You have to operate with patience, consideration, understanding. Not to get so hype up. You're still on reach. All right, be gracious, be considerate when you're in a traffic. Got a lot of craziness to go on. Everybody to rush back and forth. That time, you're feeling where you feel, but make you be understanding out in the roadway and be good about it, right? Be reasonable about it, right? We'll make sure that we represent in kind of way. Hope you have, a safe and enjoyable couple of days here. For those who to rep that, for those who have to stay up on the grind, we know how difficult that is, but that's just the harder of the day, right? At the end of the day, that you have to defend yours, you have to defend your ability to provide for self, and those who are your, part of your clan, you have to represent that. So we know that not everybody gets to take the time off. Police officer, a nurse, or in the tourism industry. We know how that thing they go. You have to stay upon it. BDF, they have to stay upon it. We get it. Many folks could take the time off, but there are those who won't be able to. They got to defend the dollar and have to defend the paper, have to stay upon the grind. We know how we feel it. We check you out. Again, we check out, not until Monday morning. We get you back here inside the WUB Wake Up Believes Morning Vibes. We got to salute the crew here, the whole Zing family. We want to take care, be safe, enjoy the holidays. We don't want no mess, we don't want to hear no bad stuff happen. We want to come back here in one piece. All right? Stay healthy, stay strong. The team at Creme Radio, XTV, Larry G at Creme Radio, up here at XTV, of course. Holland Wagner has been substituting for Cliff Lewis. And in the control room this morning, Christy Flowers. Stand strong, stand firm. We finish off with the last break. For now, we're gone!